name is AJ Real. I'm with 1091 Sports. For the past couple of months, me and my partner John, we've been working with Chase and his family. Really, just to groom him up about college, marketing, business, and man, I can say the past couple of months he's one of the smartest guys his age that I know, and it's really been great being on this journey with him. So I'm here to just welcome everybody and thanking everybody for coming out. What we're going to do is going to lead in prayer first, and then we'll have the coaches come up, talk, and then we'll drop it to Chase.
Sunil, Steph, Deuce, right, and obviously the guy, the man of the hour. I saw Chase play for the first time. He was in 6th grade, randomly, at Sewanee Sports Academy. And this little kid was all over the place, scoring all over the place. I hadn't seen too many 11, 12-year-olds that were as talented as he was. And that was a one-weekend deal. A year later, me and Mel bumped into each other again and started talking. And a year later, he was at Mount Vernon. And Chase was the first, seriously talented kid that believed in me. Because at that point, we really hadn't done anything special at Mount Vernon. And Chase could have did anything he wanted to, but he chose to give me a chance. His family chose to give me a chance. And what I loved about Mel and Steph is that they completely opened their entire family to me. They continued to pour into me. And we did a lot of special things together. I was with Chase from day one with all the injuries and the adversity he had to face, right? But what a lot of people don't know about Chase is he left in 10th grade, but Chase coming to Mount Vernon is what made it okay for other talented kids to come to Mount Vernon. And as a result of that, our program has really taken huge steps along the way. And I owe a lot of that to the young man who believed in me first when he was 12, 13 years old. And I've never stopped believing in him, so I'm extremely proud of you, man. One thing we talked about from day one was faith over fear. Choosing the feature of faith rather than your fear. And there were a lot of dark days for that young man. A lot of things that teenagers shouldn't have to go through as they go through their journey. We've always talked about, no matter what, faith over fear, God first, others second, I'm third. And he exemplifies that. This is why we're able to celebrate him today. So I'm proud of you. I love you. You know that. You'll always be my boy. So, on with the numbers, man. Be blessed.
The head coach there for Chase this year, and right before I came in, Mel said, "Coach, I don't really know how this goes, and so you can talk and someone else can talk." I said, "Well, Mr. Clemmons, I work at Etowah. I don't really know how this goes either. We don't have a whole lot of guys with the ability that Chase has." But one thing I have learned in doing these things is, it's not necessarily, y'all know how great a basketball player he is. It's not necessarily about that. It's about, first and foremost, his family. Congratulations to you guys for getting here today, and for everyone else that's in this room. We talk about it a lot in our program, but we want to use basketball as a way to impact others. And I think if you just look around this room, that tells you everything you know about this young man. Like I said, you've seen his basketball, right? But what I know, and the most valuable thing to me, is his character, his love for others, his wisdom, his ability to take hard coaching and to process it and to make others better. And so, again, basketball as a vessel to impact others. Chase, look around, man. I hope you enjoyed today. I'm going to pass this off to someone much more eloquent than me, and I'm going to let him talk to y'all a little bit as well. But, man, we love you and we appreciate you. And look at what you've done here, man. That's great.
So God has a unique way of having the paths of our lives intersect. And Chase is no different. His and I paths were really unique in that when he was a freshman and sophomore, I was the opposing coach that had the opportunity to try to stop this freshman and sophomore and Mount Vernon. And Coach T and his program has done a phenomenal job. But I kept seeing constantly, man, this kid is putting up all these points. How are we going to just slow him down? Because we knew we couldn't stop him. How could we slow him down? And praise God, his senior year, we get to be on the same team, and I don't have to worry about that anymore. I've had the unique opportunity this year with Chase to be both his basketball coach and his statistics teacher. And what's awesome about that is I get to spend a great amount of time to see him on and off the floor, and as Coach just said, as a young man, most importantly. And I just wanted to share a couple things that, as I look at Chase's life, that he has made me a better man, me a better coach, me a better teacher as a result. The first thing Coach T just brought up was the idea of how he attacks adversity. I see this day in, day out, but the challenges that Chase has faced with injuries, or whether it's a challenge with statistics, if you don't know, stats is a very hard class. But the cool thing about Chase is that he doesn't just kind of face adversity, he attacks it. Day in, day out. And that's something for me that he brings that's made me a better coach, teacher, and man. Second thing is he has a joy for the journey. There is not one day that goes by when he comes in my classroom or he comes into practice that he's not dabbing me up, dabbing his peers up, biggest smile in the world, and you can't help but be joy-filled as a result of Chase being a part of your environment. And for me, he's taught me what it really means to have joy in the journey. And then the third thing is his dedication. He really lives by the saying, better today than yesterday. And consistently, he's in the gym, in the morning, in the afternoon. He's asking questions. How can I get a better grade on the next stats test? And it's just who he is. He's that type of young man. And so for me, I just feel honored, first of all, to celebrate Chase with you and your family. And one thing I want to just leave with you is a verse, and I've actually got a plaque that I'll give to you in class tomorrow. But it's 1 Corinthians chapter 16, and it's really something that I want to encourage you to live by as you go on to the next journey and the next point of your life. And it says, 1 Corinthians 16, be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong, let all you do be done in love. Chase, you lived that out. Man, I'm proud of you, and I'm just excited to celebrate this with you, man. Awesome.
I just want to recognize everybody in the room and appreciate it, because that tells you how the work you put in and the dedication and the love he has. In the back of the room, you see Joe Roberts. When Chase was 8 years old, I took him to a trainer, one of my buddies, Jermaine Copeland, and he said he was a pro. He said, man, I would never spend money paying a trainer to train my son. That's a waste of money. And I let him work out with Chase one time. He said, no, Mel, invest in him. So I went to the Hawks, and Jeff Teague was always helpful. So they gave me this guy in the back, Joe Robbins. He used to drive all the way up here to the Marietta Square and go to the park. On Sunday after church, we would go to church, and he would train for an hour, out in the rain, out in the cold. So this is sort of dedication that people who poured in Chase have. So I appreciate all y'all coming. I don't want to let it drag on too long. When so many people have poured into him, but from beginning to the end, from uncles to family members, y'all done a great job. I appreciate y'all.
Ditto. There's not much that I can say to follow behind what everyone has said here, but let me first start off by thanking everyone who took the time out to come and be with us today. As I look around this room, I know that this room is heartfelt with so much love, so much care for this little guy right here. And I have to say that this is the proudest moment for me, because as a parent, when you look around the room and you see this kind of support, then you know that we've done something right. But I can't take any praises for any of this. This is all God's work right here. Amen. I know what I asked for God. I know what I asked of God for what and who I was giving birth to, and He surpassed all my expectations. So again, thank everyone for being here. Thank all my kids and my aunts and my uncles and my extended family, and those of you who have poured into Chase over the years. I'm certainly grateful for each and every one of you.
I got a little,
You got a whole
mine's a little
dictionary.
lengthy. But I hope y'all all doing good today. I appreciate everybody for coming here. A lot of y'all was wondering like why I didn't do it in my high school, but I think it was only right for me to do it. As my mom said, this is my second home. I live here. But man, this has been a long time coming, from all the early mornings, the late nights, all the ups and downs, all the adversity. But here I am, still standing and maintaining. I really appreciate everyone who came and supported me in my decision today. You all played a big part in my life and have played a big part in my journey. Without y'all, I wouldn't be the person I am today. From all my coaches, Coach D, Coach J, Coach B, Coach Larry, Coach Reed, Coach T, Coach Delonte, Coach B, Coach Jeff, Coach Mike, Coach Jordan, Coach Harry, from all my trainers, Coach Rob, Coach Nick, Coach James, Coach Joe, my first trainer, RZA, Jimmy, Hot Sauce, Jose, well, that's my family. I'm glad to call you a big brother. Coach Devo and Coach P. And to my mentors in my life, Shelvin and Tony, really appreciate y'all. And if I miss anybody, I'm sorry. If I had the time, I could keep going all night. But this is just a blessing to have the support system. So some people don't have a support system like I do. Like you just look at the room, like Coach D was saying, it says it all. But thanks to the man above, he blessed me to have great people around me. I don't ever take that for granted. And to the most important people in my life, my mom and my dad, none of this would be even possible without you. You stayed with me throughout the whole step of the way. You encouraged me, inspired me, got on me, pushed me, and most importantly, you loved me through thick and thin. After the good games, and loved me hard after the bad games. You still got on me, but I wouldn't trade those moments for the world. And to my queen, my heart in human form, my mom had made so many sacrifices to me for me to keep pursuing this game I love. Like my freshman and sophomore year, I went to Mount Vernon. If y'all don't know where I live, Mount Vernon is like an hour away from me. So my mom we wake up 7 in the morning, get up, drive an hour to go to Mount Vernon. And then after that, she would go to work. And when I got out of school, I had practice, of course. And then, no, I went to 8th grade year too. 8th grade year, so did it for 3 years. And then I had practice. 8th grade year, I played JV. So I would practice with varsity. So JV practice would be right after school, from like 4 to 6. And then varsity practice would be 6 to 8. And my mom used to stand out there, or sometimes she would come in. Anybody don't know, Coach T would have 3.5 hours.
Jay, that's what you can thank for me ever. 3.5 hours.
Everybody don't know that. Okay. So sometimes I'll be in there till 9 o'clock. So that means we would be out from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. all day. So she would just wait outside for me. Sometimes she would come in the gym, watch practice. And then that just shows the sacrifice she put in for me. And then I got another story. When I went to, this shows another part how she sacrificed for me. When I went to Legacy my junior year, which is Legacy's in Greenville, South Carolina. So imagine a 16-year-old trying to live on his own without his family. And I feel like that takes a lot on a mom, especially. She loves me so much, she does everything for me. But this just shows how my mom has sacrificed me, and I will forever love her for that. But now let's get what you all came here for. This was a very hard decision to make. After praying on it and receiving God's blessing, and most of y'all know me as a very humble person. I don't really say a lot, but this time I'm gonna be a little selfish. Sorry, Mom, but I put blood, sweat, and tears in this shit. So. But excuse my language. With that being said, I'll be committing and signing and continue my education to
Stand up.